My top tips really for babies I'll concentrate on, because that's what most people want to know about really, and children that are older than that tend to be a bit more specialised in exactly what the problem is. So very, very generally with babies, it's really important to try and establish a bedtime routine. Now, it doesn't matter what the bedtime routine consists of, that's pretty irrelevant, but it must be the same thing every night. So it might be that they have their milk, a cuddle and a story, and then they're put down to bed. What this does is it lets the baby start to know that they're the cues to go to sleep. And eventually they'll get used to that, and when they do wake up during the night, because they will, they know just to go back to sleep again because they've got used to going to sleep on their own. Another top tip I would suggest is try to avoid rocking your baby off to sleep. Now, that is so much easier said than done. There's nothing sweeter than sitting there with your baby, a nice old cuddle for ages and ages and ages, and the fast asleep you think, oh bless, bit more cuddles before you put them down. It's very, very tempting. I've been there, I know, it's very tempting. But try your best to just pop them down before they're absolutely out for the count. If we put baby into the cot or the bassinet or wherever, when they're still slightly awake, when they do wake up, they'll be used to falling asleep from being slightly awake and won't need you to come in and rock them back off again. It's fine to rock them, absolutely fine, give them lots of cuddles, but do try to put them down before they're out like a light. Otherwise, you're going to be getting up to sort them out, I'm afraid. Another thing to look out for, especially with very new babies, is that they tend to only be awake for about 2 hours at the most. So if your baby is fed and is getting grumpy, it's highly likely that they're tired. So please just pop them down for a nap. So most babies can't manage whether an hour and a half or 2 hours. So don't start thinking, oh, they're hungry again, they're hungry again. Might not be. Try and put them down for a nap first of all. And again, try not to wait till you've rocked them off or anything else. Just pop them down for a little sleep. Another good idea for babies that are a little bit older, say 3 or 4 months, it's a bit tricky to do, but it's a good idea if you can, to get as much daytime feeds as you can during the day. So that often means that you feed them about 3 to 4 hourly. So none of those big 5-hour gaps during the day. We want those to be at the night. So the best thing to do is to try to get them to feed 3 or 4 hourly, and then those nice big 5-hour sleeps to be at night time rather than during the day. Another thing to remember is to have a dark room. Our bodies produce a hormone called melatonin, which helps us to sleep. And bright light, or any kind of light really, reduces the release of melatonin, so therefore wakes us up. So hence the early light in the morning at 5 AM tends to wake our babies up. And it's the same in summertime, the light nights can tend to make the baby more restless. It's the same for adults as well. So if you can have a dark room, try to. If you need to go into the room during the night, try not to put the main light on. Just have a little torch or a little night light. And so you're not going to wake up the baby totally by having bright lights on.